Alright, this is Big Boss from Foxhound Woodsball, comes from Fort Lauderdale, and for my blog page, outofheavenpaintball.blogspot.com. Now, as you can see, I'm pretty much kitted out already for a game that I'm prepping for, and this really got me thinking about paintball clothing, like what a player can wear on the field and be comfortable and be effective. Now, let me get rid of some of this. Ugh. Okay, now, as you can see, as I said, I'm pretty much kitted up and everything. Got my marker, got my tack rig, full camo uniform. The pants happen to be made by True Spec. The tactical top happens to be made by Rap 4, which is now Modern Combat Sports. This is pretty much surplus military issue. Pouches are airsoft grade, as well as a mix of surplus kit, Rap 4 kit, and a little bit of a custom job I did for the tank pouch and for putting my camelback on my back for my gear and everything. Now, with that being said, this is fairly standard fare for a paintball player, but what if they want to not be as tactical, or they're not really feeling tactical? Now, they say clothes make man, so that being said, we've got other wardrobe styles that players can choose from, so we'll be going into that. But first, a word from our sponsors. Okay, now we're back, and as I said, we're going to be going into some different ground here as far as my usual paintball fare goes, as far as player setups go, gear setups. Picking out the right wardrobe could be anything from what I'm wearing right now, could be mix and match camo, could be clothing that isn't necessarily paintball made or made on the tactical side, but is still comfortable and is still affordable for any player who's looking to change up their look or run separate from the pack in a manner of speaking. Because hell, let's look at it this way: we got multicam and all its variants, we got ATACs, we got Cryptech, and all these like latest and greatest brands on camouflage. And paintball players, airsoft players, preppers, survivalists, and just about any guy who wants to be that quote-unquote trendy guy is running out to buy and spending an arm and a leg on. Hell, I'm old school. I'll run with a pair of Woodland Battle Fatigues. I'll run Tiger Stripes. I'll go ODs, ACUs, anything that's cheap and affordable for me for my budget. Now, with that being said, what if I'm not feeling the Woodland? What if I'm not feeling my Tiger Stripes or my ACUs? I'm just not feeling tactical. How can I switch it out but still have a tactical look and feel to it, and still be able to say, hey, despite the way I look, I'm still tactical, I can still kick some ass? Well, here's one solution. And by the way, for Matt Best and guys at Art 15 Clothing, I love your shit for one. Two, I'm borrowing the Bikini Snap to swap out my shit, so let's do it. Okay, now as you can see, managed to swap out my setups. As you can see, wearing a nice pair of khaki cargo pants, basic black t-shirt. Well, not necessarily basic. This is my old MFM shirt, as you can see from the magazine I used to write for, MagFed Monthly, and this shirt was made by the guys at Grunt Style. So, not only can I rep being a mag player, I can rep a veteran-owned company that's pretty badass, and never afraid to show my patriotism. Now, aside from that, as you can see, this is basic. This is solid colors with a little bit of camo for my tack rig. This is what we call like freestyling, contractor wear, merc wear. The reason why I got those two particular names of contractor wear and merc wear is most private military companies or PMCs, private military contractors, security contractors, and what would be the corporate equivalent of the age-old mercenary, they normally don't wear camo, or the areas they're operating in with alongside coalition, DOD, or anything like that would prohibit them from wearing such tactical attire because they don't want to have their contractors confused for American service personnel, which is fairly understandable, but they can still wear the solid colors like the ODs, the blacks, the khakis, and so something like a camo battle rig or a solid color rig. Stuff that would set them apart from soldiers. But in this case, something like this is fairly standard if you are a security contractor or somebody who works for a PMC and you're operating in a hotspot or anything like that. Now, mind you, I wasn't military, I wasn't a security contractor, so this is stuff I've gleaned from research, from documentaries like Shadow Company, History Channel's Soldiers for Hire, and basically stuff like that movie from Michael Bay that came out on DVD recently, 13 Hours. That was a pretty good fucking movie, by the way. I suggest you buy it or go see it, stream it, whatever. Now, with that being said, contractor look is fairly simple, no nonsense. You can pick up cargo pants just about anywhere for an affordable price, made by Dickies, made by some off-brand or some cheap knockoffs. Yet, because they are cost-effective and reliable and you can pick them up practically anywhere, it can still be somewhat trendy and be a little tactical at the same time. So, that being said, contractor look isn't too bad. You can also swap this out with a little something old school. So, here we go again. Damn, that instant snap shit's driving me nuts. But, pretty cool though. Now, yeah, swapped out from khakis to denim. Now, nothing says flexibility and versatility like a good old-fashioned pair of blue jeans. Yeah, it's not exactly solid camo patterns or colors, but you can be just as effective wearing a pair of blue jeans, just like if you're wearing a pair of combat pants. That's because jeans were built to work in. They were built to take a pounding. They were built for the average working guy who worked the hard jobs. They were built to last, and they were built to endure. So, with that being said, on jeans, they can be stylish, and pretty much they still have a nice little tactical appeal to them because contractors wear them. Oh, SWAT teams that pretty much do a rapid insertion into a hot area for a hostage situation or a warrant, or narc cops even, they'll wear blue jeans or wear their body armor, they'll have their gun strapped to them. So jeans are pretty much the every guy's type of pants. Even if you're running tactical, you can still look cool, you can still have your tactical edge with you. And okay, what if I want camo mixed in and I want to go retro? So let's pop that one out. Okay, now with this, yeah, I know, blue jeans and tiger stripe camo jacket. Yeah, I know. John Connor, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, but there is some cool shit about wearing like the tiger stripe camo jacket, pair of blue jeans. It was actually 1960s, and it was Navy issue dungarees in the tiger stripe top, and it was done by Navy SEALs in Vietnam. Now, that's the historical add-on to it, and as you can see, try to pull some more period style for this one. Retro, yeah, has a little bit of a cool factor involved in it too. As you can see, swapped over to the Alpha Black because of its resemblance to the old Vietnam style Car 15s that were so prevalent with NCOs and SF teams. Also, the old school Alice rig, plus the not so period style but very similar, the old hook style pistol belt with it. And other than that, this is like piecemeal, a little bit of modern with it with the H harness, but as you can see, this is pretty much a period style, so it looks good, could be tactical. You still got your camo concealment capabilities, because here's the cool thing about camouflage. When people have been finding ways to look for each other since the dawn of time, we know how to spot each other regardless. Camouflage has been a way to break that up. Now, with that being said, you can still wear the blue jeans, because the most noticeable thing about the human silhouette, if you're hunting or if you're in a paintball game or anything like that, is the head, the neck, and the shoulders. So it's mainly important to wear camo for the upper portion of your body. Lower portion of your body, you can get away with just about anything depending upon your environment and your particular needs. Now, that being said, as you can see, still fairly tactical from the top down, yet still kick back, relax. So if you go anywhere after your game or you're just kicking back, you can just ditch the gun, ditch your gear, and ditch your jacket, and you can still be fairly casual. So with that, you can actually still go out for a night on the town and still be pretty well clean, pretty nice, quick, easy, on, off, no bullshit, no need to worry about cummerbunds or anything like that. So that's pretty much it. So now we got our more casual stuff out of the way, with the exception of one which I'll be getting to. We'll be talking about some more stuff in just a moment. Okay, now, basic hoodie. Now, how can a hoodie be considered tactical on a paintball field? Now, as you can see, this one I'm wearing is green, so it's a solid color, good for most vegetated environments, forest, jungle, stuff like that. Can also be good in an urban field too. But the real thing about a good hoodie is, one, the material's thicker. Downside is it'll keep in your body heat, but it'll also provide better protection from getting hit with paintball or a first strike round. Now, wearing the hoodie, you could easily toss your mask on, just throw the hood over it, and you have an additional level of camouflage concealment, especially if you're wearing a camouflage one, or you decide to take something like this and turn it into a ghillie suit. You already have the built-in hood. Another trick is that the hood actually provides additional layer of padding and makes things a little tighter. So put this on, tighten it up a bit, and now I just made my paintball mask a little tighter on my head so that way I won't move around as much. Also, it provides additional padding, so with that being said, you can see more of a commando style if you're keep it tightened up. The only thing is, you really need to make stuff like this in camouflage patterns and have this with the Velcro on here for unit insignias, patches, stuff like that, but I digress. Hoodies overall are pretty good, so keep that in mind if you're going for something tactical, yet something not like a military issue, but I'm sure that there's some company out there that makes hoodie jackets in various camo patterns if you're looking for something like that, but other than that, what about the other options, such as mixing and matching camouflage? So, we'll be back in a second on that one. And sorry, no more snapping the swap. Just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, now we're back. And as you can see, I'm wearing the last bit of my wardrobe here that we're gonna be discussing. Now, some might think, what the hell am I doing? Now, got a 6-color boonie, I've got 6-color desert jacket, I've got woodland pants, woodland rig. Some might think, oh my god, he's looked like a fucking terrorist. Not really. This can also be a spec ops style thing. But the idea is that a player is able to mix and match their camo patterns for certain environments that they might find themselves playing in and things like that. Now, with this particular setup, this thing is set up great if I'm playing up in the New England region or the Pacific Northwest, where during the fall season, before it gets to snow and winter, a lot of the stuff is dying out, a lot of the leaves are turning red, brown, yellow. So for that particular fall environment, wearing desert patterns in the forest makes a lot of sense because of the color matching. You could wear the arid multicam, you can wear arid ATAX, the arid Cryptex, 6-color desert, 3-color desert, you can wear desert Marpat, or just straight up khakis. Now, with that being said, there's nothing wrong with mixing and matching your camo for those particular environments and situations, especially for that type of year. Now, other than that, this thing does have a tactical appeal to it. Yes, it looks like something the bad guys would do, but it's also something the good guys would do. And that's the reason why patterns like multicam became so popular and prevalent. Because, especially with the US Marines and the British forces operating in Afghanistan, you had the wide open desert areas, you had the mountain areas, and you also had areas where it would be foresty, a lot of greens in there, and stuff like that. So, American Marines and British soldiers were having to mix match their woodland patterns with their desert patterns to try to blend in more effectively in those areas where the desert area would kind of gradually get more green in there, a lot more trees and vegetation. So it would be one of those particular situations where the woodland was good as long as you were in the foresty areas, the greens, and the deserts would work if you're in the canyons, the mountain areas, if there weren't trees. So it was one of those reasons why camo patterns like multicam became so prevalent and a popular choice for American and NATO forces operating in Afghanistan, because of those areas where it would blend in between the desert and forest areas. So that being said, it's understandable why you'd want to wear a desert pattern and a woodland pattern simultaneously. You can even mix and match it with the woodland top and the desert pants. All depends upon what you're doing and your perspective, something you could toy around with. If you remember the movie Lone Survivor, Mark Wahlberg and the guys who played that actual SEAL team, you could remember how they were wearing it. Like Mark Wahlberg in the movie was wearing the woodland jacket with the desert pants and stuff like that. So there's actually a real basis for mixing and matching your camo patterns in those situations. Other than that, you could catch a written version of this at outerheavenpaintball.blogspot.com. A link will be posted and a link to the description of this video. Other than that, this is Big Boss, and I'm out of here.